and security. But today, that dominance is slipping fast. At the
I'm just finding out about this dinner that all these nations had, and the United States was not included in it. Now, my only thing is that what's going on with these other nations and these other countries, they could have always done that. They really didn't need the United States. This is why I said that the New World Order is basically happening under our noses. It's just that they need a storyline to play out with. And the fact that all of these countries and nations had this dinner and the United States wasn't invited, that lets me know that eventually, when all of these nations come together and they leave out the United States, that will make United States a third world country, just like I said on my video that I made yesterday. Now, if Trump was to decease right now, and all the countries has already came together and decide to go against the United States, that means that we have nothing. So eventually, if the United States don't have anything, because they took all of our money, they took all of our resources, we really don't have nothing. Even the air that we breathe is contaminated, right? That means that they are going to fend for us to die. Or what they're going to do is all of these nations and countries that has now came together, eventually they are going to attack the United States. Because right now, if anything was to happen to Donald Trump, which honestly is nothing that he can do for us at this point, it is nothing that Trump can do with us at this point because the money is worthless. No one wants to deal with us. So it's nothing that Trump can do for us. Nothing. So if all of these nations and countries come together and they do not include the United States, right? Not only does that mean that we have to fend for ourselves, but eventually something has to happen to the United States where all of these countries and nations is going to have a part of the United States. They could do anything to the United States at this point. And this is where I believe that something is going to happen before this takes place. Something has to happen because the chosen beings, the chosen jewels, the 144,000 are in the United States. So if anything was to happen in this country, something drastically, something out of this world, something supernatural has to happen in this country before all of these nations come together to tear down the United States. Because there's no way that all of these countries and nations is coming together and they no longer need us and that we have to now fend for ourselves and they are going to allow us to fend for ourselves for the rest of our lives. No, eventually these countries and nations are going to want to own the United States, and they cannot do it if the chosen beings are on this soil. They cannot do it if the chosen beings are still alive in this country. So right now, all of these countries and nations are coming together, basically proving to us that they never needed the United States. And if they can do it now, then it lets me know they never needed us. They never needed the United States. All of this was just a fucking illusion. So eventually, United States is going to have to die. It's going to have to deteriorate. But before that happens, they can't do anything to this country unless they get rid of the chosen beings first. Because God's chosen jewels is in this country. It's not in Africa. It's not in Uganda. It's not in South Africa. It's nowhere. The chosen beings are in the United States of America. This is why they can't touch America yet. So you got all these countries and nations that is coming together, proving to us that they don't need us. And that's all fine. That's fine. Do you. But they can't do nothing to this country unless the chosen beings is either dead or out of this country. So something drastic, something supernatural, something has to happen in this country before these other nations and countries take over this country. And once they take over this country, United States is going to be blended in with the other country. with the other countries and nations. This is how we know, like they have always said, when all of the nations and all of the countries come together as one, that's when you know that the world has ended. And right now, all of the nations are now coming together as one. The only nation, the only country that they are not including is the United States. So that means that everybody is at one. So the only way that this country is going to bring in this Antichrist is that the United States has to also be included with these other nations and countries. And right now, the chosen beings is in this country of the United States. And if they try to get the United States to be one with them, the chosen beings are not going to allow it, because the chosen beings knows what is going on. So something has to happen in this country. This is why I truly believe that we are heading into the Great Reset. We are heading into something that is about to be supernatural. We are about to see what the word fire, with the second coming of Christ, what the fire is really about, because something is about to happen on this planet. I believe that it's going to happen before the year 2028. It might happen in year 2026, but I know that it's going to happen by the year 2028, because that will be the 80th year. That means the generation has now ended. That means that the old Jerusalem has now ended, and now it is time to build the new Jerusalem. I truly believe that what we is watching is a show, and they have to create this show and play it out to give us a vision. And I believe that this book that we are looking at is about to close. And as soon as they come for the United States, these other nations come for the United States, they can't just come on the soil and do what they want to do. Something has to happen to the chosen beings before they even touch this soil.